weirdos.
What?
Can we move on? This is fucking tripping me out. You guys are
Alright. That is it for the news.
Oh god, can we go back? I don't want to go to the next part.
Oh no, now we're getting to the best part.
No, we're not. Can I leave now?
Nah.
Please?
Nah.
Oh, we have the
Please.
best bit.
No, we
Yeah.
don't. This is the worst
The
part.
Colistseum.
It's time for the Colistseeum. Stepping... No, not... it hasn't
Into
stepped
the ring.
It's not stepping into the ring yet.
No, it's
now we're
getting
just kind of
pushed out.
sizing it up.
Yeah.
And it's about to get into the ring.
No, it's not. It's never
It
making
is.
it in there.
It's putting on its gear. It's fucking getting out its sword, pretty much its dick. Because that's all this movie is. It's just
Dick
a
swinging.
Dick movie. So much dick.
You saw one dick.
Yeah, but you saw the dick of the main man.
You saw the dick of Dr. Loomis.
What?
The main guy, the main crazy guy in that movie is Dr. Loomis, which is the main guy in the Halloween movies with with Michael Myers. He's the
Oh,
guy
Yeah,
that's
this is
always
like
trying to
his
stop him.
really young role. Like,
Ah.
So I saw Dr. Loomis's dick, and
Yeah.
I feel like if Michael Myers had seen this movie, he would have run away from Dr. Loomis
alright,
and
the
would have
movie
stopped
is
killing.
A
You
Clockwork Orange, directed by Stanley fucking Kubrick. It was released in 72, I think. It says
Yeah.
Australia, 1988.
Yeah, we got it late,
I'm glad we did.
which
It
we
was
fought
probably
so
banned.
hard.
It was probably
It was
banned.
probably banned.
We
yeah.
fought so hard to keep it out, but it's snuck its way
It's
in.
got an overall rating of about average of like 8.5 from all the critics.
It's probably higher.
So, Clockwork Orange.
Well, I for one am a fan.
Yeah, it's got a nominee, 4 Oscar nominations.
Yeah, it's because it's a good movie.
Bull fucking shit.
No,
This movie is
no.
crap.
Now, I didn't do the research I needed to really think about like why this was released at such a time, but this movie feels like it has kind of like it's trying to get some weird agenda or point across.
It's based on an old book,
Hmm.
so
Which
I
is
think
probably
it
madness.
wants to shock you,
It was a shock movie, yes,
right?
definitely.
But the book wasn't like about shocking you. The book was like a genuine story that the guy
So they just
obviously,
took
like, the writer-
inspiration from the book.
Well,
and
it's
made
basically the book, but when you do it in a visual medium, like you have to understand that it's going to shock people. There'd be no other reason to do it.
Yeah.
Like there's no other reason to show. But it is a European movie, and they fucking. I don't think it's American.
Oh wait, it's UK, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Or
British.
British,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and they love to show weird scenes.
Yeah, they do.
Like when the main character lays back on the bed with that fucking weird
Whatever he was.
charity worker? Like, what do you call
Oh
it?
my god, that. Yeah, like
That scene, like, made me feel awkward.
didn't it?
I felt real awkward.
So-
but a movie that can make you feel things is doing the right thing.
You know, you know. Look, let's try and get. All right, let's try and start with what the movie was about.
Rape.
It wasn't about rape. It was about how would you put it? Like
'Cause
it was
the
a
first-
dystopian future
So we didn't know.
where
Yeah, we couldn't really tell.
teen hoodlums basically fuck everyone in the world, physically and metaphorically. And this one happened to get caught because his friends fucking turned him in.
Because he's a cunt.
And then there's a I don't know, government-run program to brainwash you into not doing
Bad
violent
things.
or sexual acts.
So that scene, the holding the eyeballs open, making you watch,
Yeah.
is that what it's taken from like The Simpsons and all the other movies and shows afterwards?
Well, that happened in a lot of places. That really happened. So it's taken from real life.
That is a real thing.
Yeah, brainwashing.
No, I know brainwashing is, but I mean, when I see a parody
that.
of that scene, is it taken from that movie?
I don't know. But it's done in lots of things. It's real.
Because I haven't seen it in anything else other than A Clockwork Orange and the later movies that they're parodying of, like usually that stuff.
Yeah. No, I'm not 100% sure if that's what they're parodying. But actually, in fact, when they do it to Santa's Little Helper, that could be a parody of Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is.
That scene is weird and uncomfortable because they're putting things in his eye, and the actor is allowing them to put those things in his eye.
It
and
actually
hold them.
happened.
It actually happened. They were using eye drops to keep his eyes moist,
Yeah.
and yeah, it
was
went
as
for a
comfortable
really
as you
long
could
time.
expect. All right, I think our other two members need to contribute to this Colistseum
Yeah, I'm gonna snap the disc. That's gonna be my
contribution.
contribution to this episode.
What do you want to know?
You voted for this.
Yeah, but that was part of a little bit of a private joke between Kane and I because you asked for it the week before and we denied you. So then we wanted to suggest it and vote for it to make you feel bad, but instead we ruined our own lives. So
It didn't make me feel bad. I'm like, suck shit, cunts.
you didn't even remember that you'd suggested the week before.
I did.
It meant nothing.
I did remember.
So, look, it almost gave the impression of being like a deeper hidden meaning to everything that we just didn't get.
No.
And I don't necessarily think that there was one. I've been reading up on it a little bit, and some people argued that it was a religious thing. There was a religious meaning, but I didn't pick up on a religious vibe
I didn't get
whatsoever.
any religious thing from it.
What I picked up from it was that it felt like a really sort of shock value, like, oh my god, get everyone talking about it kind of movie, really pushing the boundaries for its time. But
Well, it wasn't going out of the way. It just tried to be true to the novel, from what I understood.
yeah,
So-
but it missed the end of the novel, and it did change a few things.
Yeah.
I mean, considering in the novel, Alex is 15, they changed it to 18 in the movie.
Well, was he 18 when he went to jail? Or
I think
after he got out of jail?
18 when he went to jail.
Because he was in jail for a few years.
He was 18 when he went to jail, and he's supposed to come out when he's like... I believe he's supposed to come out of jail when he's like 21.
Oh, really?
Mm.
So he was in there for quite a while.
But I don't think in the end he was in there for that long. The timeline was a little bit weird.
Yeah, we didn't know what the time was. And to be honest, we didn't even know what his age was in the movie.
No,
But he went to school.
They said he
so
was
I'd
at
say
school.
He was about 17.
Yeah, so they said he was at school, and then when he comes out of jail, he meets his friends who say, we're of job age now. Now we have jobs, like...
Yeah,
They proceed to drown him.
2 or 3
Yeah.
years. 2 or 3 years he was in there.
Yeah,
And so, of course, they're now 20 or 19.
because there were 21 chapters in the book, and the end of the book was supposed to end with him being 21 or something, I think. So it's all a bit weird. But
Well, alright, let's go from the start of the movie. It starts off with them beating an old man.
they're in the cafe first, like
No,
in
no,
the
the-
drinking place
The
first.
weird
Oh,
club.
the milk place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's-
You gotta remember, it's dystopian, futuristic,
I
written
get
a
it.
long time ago.
I get it. They drink milk. People love milk, alright?
I don't even know if it was milk.
It's
They
not
were drinking,
milk.
and there's milk plus.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
But, so this place looked like it was a weird hangout of theirs. But then at the same time, they had people that looked proper in there.
It looks...
It might be like a weird club.
It was
Yeah.
an exclusive little niche club, and then posh people would go there to feel a bit, a bit naughty, a bit dangerous, like when they were like news people or something that went in there that time.
Mm.
Yeah, so obviously they went there to show how cool they were.
And we got the first break-in rape scene. Is that then? Or is that after the fight?
No, first they beat the old man, then they fight.
Oh, the
It's
homeless
all one
guy.
night.
Yeah, so they beat the homeless guy who's singing and he's disgusted by his singing.
Yeah,
It's just disgusted by him in general.
Yeah.
yeah.
Then
The,
they go...
the youth, it kind of is portraying that the youth have no respect for their elders at all
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
this time.
Is the driving after the old man? The weird car driving scene?
Yeah, I think. Do they beat up
Oh no, the
theater
gang
people
first. They go
yeah.
into the theater where
And
the
almost beat them to death.
Yeah.
First, they watch a woman nearly get raped, and then after a while, they're like, "Yeah, let's fight them now." So then they decide to have a big fight, and
What
then
about
they get in
the-
the car.
The thing, the actress being actually groped.
Yeah,
Not
that was something that really stood out to me because I've seen a lot of movies with, the women are getting felt up or whatever, and they're always very careful these days to do it in a
it's
way.
So tame.
No, you're talking about Hollywood movies compared to European movies.
Well, that is true.
European movies show the things that you wouldn't usually see.
Yeah.
But there's scenes like that all through the movie where you're like, why is this in the movie? Well, that's just fucking European movies. Like, sometimes, you'll flick onto SBS, and I have no idea what movie's going on, but they'll all be sitting around, one person will wake up and they'll start having breakfast, and you're watching them have breakfast without any meaningful conversation.
No, but see, we've seen in movies them attempt rape, but what I'm saying is, normally the actors are more careful with the other actors, whereas in this one, they were, actively looked like they were grabbing her and like feeling her
Yeah,
up
they'll
and
give
just...
the
Probably the
illusion.
direction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they'll give the illusion of like touching someone up. Whereas in this, you could actually see the actor's hands like going sort of up her in this jumpsuit. Like there were just scenes where I thought, my God, like imagine telling the actress, okay, now you're gonna get like kind of molested, act terrified.
You would know before you took the job.
Well,
Yeah.
no, you would. Yeah, this is the thing. Like, they
Yeah.
knew they were going to be a part of something that was going to be really dramatic and
Yeah.
different to anything they'd done. And obviously it didn't shy away from nudity. It didn't shy away from rape or any violence or anything. But it was just the way that it still was careful. I noticed that they didn't touch anywhere near anyone's genitals while they were actually full on naked.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, even in the scene in the theater when they're grabbing her legs and stuff and
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
hold her down, they're nothing above the knee really.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
very, very careful. But yeah, when they were fully
Everything above the
clothed,
knee,
when
nothing
they were
below
when they
the
were
waist.
when they were fully clothed and groping, it was like, oh yeah, like we're all over this.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was interesting to see what was allowed and what was obviously encouraged to show how, you know, how violent they were. But then obviously it was like, but don't actually fist her because, you know, we're still making a movie.
And we can't show people.
And then we got...
That was in the
obviously,
cutscenes.
Yeah.
we get the stunt fight with a lot of just... You clearly saw the camera
It was
cut
so
Yeah.
great.
to like this slapstick style
It was
stunts.
very
it was
weird.
eh?
Yeah.
It was as if they were all, like, you could almost picture it in the scenes you weren't seeing. They were all running around picking up props to, like, come back and hit each other
And
with.
jumping
Yeah.
on trampolines.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was trampolines jumping.
Like, the minute that fight starts, this guy runs at him with a knife, runs up to him, waits for him to hit him with his stick. And I'm just like, oh, here we go. That's how I knew that I was in for a good time.
It's because like they might be trying to do the book justice in the fight,
Hmm.
but how do you fucking like someone's running at you with a knife? I don't know. Maybe they're just like, no, you don't fucking actually stab
Like,
him.
yeah,
He
movies
hits
back
you with-
then,
Yeah.
movies that old, you can always see the
the choreography.
like yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
even when you see a fight and you see someone get knocked down, you look in the back and you see the guy waiting. They're waiting their turn, like they're just,
Yeah.
they're not quite sure how to get it done. Like it's gotten better.
No, they just like we're doing this in one take,
Yeah.
regardless of what you guys do.
There were,
It was
So do it
definitely
right.
a lot of one takes in
that
this
was
movie.
that was an age thing though, for sure.
Yeah.
Like another scene that really stood out. For starters, it was too long, but then it was just done really bizarrely. Was the threesome.
Oh
That
my
was
God.
so painful to
threesome?
watch.
So he goes
The fast
to-
forwarded threesome with those two girls.
That
Ugh.
was great.
He goes to
They're getting dressed
music,
and then he undresses
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
but that scene went long and it was in fast forward.
I know.
Mhm.
So how fucking long did the real thing take?
It was trying to show that he was spending hours with them, I think. But in reality, it looked like they filmed it all in one shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one shot.
And it was just like, far out, just let them get dressed and go. You're so annoying. Like,
And what about his pickup lines? Like, come check out my sound system.
yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
But let's go back to the car. The weird car
Oh
scene
my god.
with the beautiful backdrop.
I love that.
great.
I love the fact that one of them
Oh.
is holding his hat, and the one at the top, his hat should be long gone. He's just like, woohoo! Like, your hat's gone, mate. You got
That's gone.
Yeah.
What about their attire? Like, they've got the eyes glued.
Yeah.
on
Yeah, I
the
didn't notice
cuffs.
that until I think when they went back to the fucking what is it, the hideout, whatever it was. Some
Yeah.
shit.
And then the weird cups that they wear, which I didn't
Why
know.
are they all wearing cod
Why are they-
pieces?
Yeah, well,
Ugh,
protect their shit.
It's so weird.
the whole thing is just why.
Hey, look, I haven't watched it since I was like 16, and it stands up.
It doesn't.
Oh my god.
It's interesting to watch. Like,
Oh no, it's
I'm not gonna
You know what?
go out of my way to watch it again.
yeah. See, like you know where it started getting interesting? It started getting interesting when he went to jail, and then we found out about the program.
Yeah.
That to me finally felt like it's like the movie had a point. Then
Yeah, but you
I know
You're
no, the
comparing
fact you
to-
said it's a book. You said
don't
it's
know.
a
You're
book.
comparing it to Hollywood movies, though. Hollywood movies like to skip a lot of that stuff. They would have done like the whole build up to
Yeah.
the program in like 20 minutes. Like they wouldn't have actually showed the rape. It would have been like implied.
Mhm.
No, that's
And-
all fine if you want to, but they didn't need to go long in that part to show that they were hooligans. Do you know what I mean? That movie dragged
But
out
they're
so
trying-
many scenes.
They're building the world.
but they
It's
didn't
not
build
just
the world.
that they're hooligans. The idea is that this is the world.
Then they should have showed other people other
They
than
did.
just them.
they showed them beating other hooligans.
It was interesting
It
though
was
because
so
they were
weird.
another gang. They were clearly just another gang of little fuckheads like
Yeah.
they were. But I was just thinking then, for everything that they show, like the fights and the rape and all of that, why don't they actually show the death of the Catwoman? They show like the weird camera angles and he hits her with that statue, but you don't actually see her after she's been hit. You just see him recoil in horror like, oh my god, I think I've gone too far. And he bolts out of the house, but we never see her face. Like, I want to know if he hit her and just knew that she looked dead, or...
No, I don't think he killed her. I don't think he knew he killed her. I think he felt like he hit her too hard, but there was no blood on the...
Yeah, that's
fucking-
what I thought of
Hey,
as
that's
well.
the original dick butt, by the way.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's another thing. All the statues and all the paintings are just sexualized.
Yeah.
Just
That's
everything.
the world. That's the world.
So that's the world.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
found
They're
that
trying
really
to portray
bizarre.
this, like, deprived, fucked world, dystopian future, basically.
Yeah.
And there was one implied part that most people don't even live on Earth anymore. They live
Really?
on the moon, and they circle the Earth. Like,
Well-
you didn't hear that bit?
No.
When was that?
And, like, everyone else is, I can't remember. But it kind of implied that, like, everyone else is just left to their own devices on Earth.
Look, the place looked weird, but I'm pretty sure it was just England. Like,
It's just England now.
I know they kept trying to make dystopia of the shit they were wearing and stuff like that, but then you get some outside scenes that just look normal.
Yeah.
And like, even if you look out the windows, you can just see traffic in the background, just like looking normal. And maybe they didn't quite get that, and like they saw it in the camera shot and just couldn't do anything about it, or fucking didn't care. But it was weird what they were trying to portray, because I feel like I couldn't tell the timeline. I wasn't 100% sure if it was a dystopia. And then the prison was like, it felt like
it just
there
felt
was
like a prison.
It felt like some of these parts in this movies, they didn't know if they wanted it to be comedy or drama or fucking what.
I don't think they were going for comedy.
I think they were trying...
They had a lot of comedy parts in it.
Yeah, but like they were clear. Like you could tell when it was supposed to be funny.
Yeah, like with
When they intended it to be funny.
Who's the officer? Glenn? Fucking... He's like the guy from Monty Python.
Yeah. Like, John Cleese.
John Cleese. The officer that takes him in and makes sure they, like, actually write down that they've got the prisoner.
I don't think he was supposed to be funny, though. I think he was just supposed to be an asshole who was controlling. I think we found it funny because we compared him to John Cleese.
True. He was pretty much John
Also, I
Cleese.
found what you mean about the moon when they're beating the old man. And he
Oh.
says there's nowhere for an old man any longer since and then he's like with men on the moon and men circling around the earth, there's
See.
no attention paid to earthly law and order anymore. That's just referring to space travel.
I
Yeah,
thought that
that's
could be the case.
Yeah.
But I didn't know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they were big on space travel back then. But I feel like the small attempts at humor and everything, it almost to me was like they were just doing tiny little things to almost try and get sympathy out of you for Alex. It was kind of like, look at the situation he's in, look at him turning to God, look at him doing this. Like, it was almost giving the idea of like, do you think he really wants to get better, or do you think he's manipulating and trying to get out? Like, it was all very
I'd be interested to read
weird.
the book.
Yeah.
I feel like it was trying to portray that he was just a product of the environment,
Yeah.
and that you should feel bad for him as well.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
I'd like to understand the situation with that creepy guy that felled him up. Was that something that has happened before? Was that the first time that it happened?
I think he's like a social worker.
That's what I thought. He was like a social worker associated with the school,
Yeah.
like a mentor kind of dude. But
It was really weird.
it was really weird.
Yeah.
And he proper cupped that guy's junk.
Yeah.
Like, that was
And
not
he
acting.
wasn't like put off by it either.
No.
He didn't like it, but he wasn't put off by it.
Yeah, bit weird.
Also, that was completely forgot it was the crazy cat lady he killed.
Yeah.
Just had cats everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. He killed the
Yeah.
cat lady.
Yeah, I know. I completely forgot that was a cat lady.
Yeah.
Like, all the scenes had cats everywhere, and then when they're fighting, it's just like there's nothing anywhere anymore.
When they're fighting.
Yeah, when they're fighting. I didn't see any cats anywhere.
When they're fighting.
They
Oh,
fight.
yeah.
They didn't want to have the cats.
But I don't think there were cats in that room.
I thought there were cats everywhere.
I think that was her studio
Yeah.
in her house.
I thought it was good though. I I expected him to like kick a cat or do something to a cat, but he seemed to genuinely like animals. Like he was very attached to his snake and everything.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
That fucking scene where he goes home.
Yeah, and it's just
Oh,
like,
hold on.
had an accident.
The brainwashing thing, like when they get him up in front of everyone and they have the guy fucking make him lick his boot. He
Yeah.
gets sick every time he feels.
Yeah.
Do you know what's that called when you build up that like you make someone hate something? The brainwashing thing.
Conditioning?
Is it that? Is it?
I think so.
Oh, some kind of mental conditioning. I don't know. Yeah.
Hmm.
So if people are listening, he gets very sick from any time he thinks about violence or rape or anything like that. Is
Yeah, if he gets to the point where he's
Or sees it.
where he sees it or he's a part of violence or confronted by violence or violent thoughts, he becomes so physically sick that like he feels sick and dizzy and weak and he just wants to throw up.
Yeah.
To the point where he's almost completely immobilized by it. He can't do anything.
And a byproduct is during the programming, Beethoven's Ninth Symphony was playing.
Yeah, because he loves music.
They ruin his favorite artist for him.
Yeah, and now that makes him want to die.
Yeah.
So it's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, and they were just kind of like, oh, too bad. Like they could have changed the music for that.
Yeah,
They
could have just
knew.
turned the sound off.
Yeah.
Yeah, they chose not to. The fuckers.
Yeah. I feel like as much as it's kind of like, oh my god, they ruined his favorite music, and I'm like, you know, they didn't have to do that. It's kind of like, oh no, he did murder someone. Hey, like fuck him. Hey, like ruin all the good things.
Yeah.
Make him hate chocolate and beer and snakes.
Look,
And...
he is a piece of shit and should die.
yeah.
I don't care about how this, civilization is now.
Yeah.
He actively ties down old people and rapes their wives in front of them. So
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if everyone does that,
kill them all.
His parents seem quite normal.
What?
did they?
They were terrified of him
No, but I'm wondering how he became the way he did.
The
from
environment.
the environment.
Yeah, I guess, but
And they kind of implied that it was a problem with all youth.
yeah, that's
Like,
true.
because they're like, we don't know how to fix this. Like, we don't know what to do. And it just kind of felt like it was systemic in all youth, that this was how they were. And that the world was going down because, I don't know, it was just slowly degrading into anarchy.
But
basically.
wasn't the new roommate, is that Joe?
Yeah,
He was a
Joe.
weirdo.
Or whatever.
Him. He was
creep.
young.
He
was
was
a weird-
awful.
He was a good guy.
Was he though?
I know, he's a fucking creep.
He was the worst.
Like, he was so manipulative.
That whole scene made me feel so fucking weird.
Like, he's probably just as much of a cunt outside of those walls.
Yeah.
He's probably getting good rent, and the mum's probably making him dinner, and the dad's probably fronting him cash, and he's
Well,
basically
no, wasn't
just...
he paying for a lot of their stuff?
No, he's just paying for the room. He's probably paying fuck all for the room.
I know.
He's,
I thought
probably,
he was.
taking advantage of them.
I thought he was being like really nice to them.
No, I'm pretty sure he's compared to his
I think
son,
it was
he's
more he
really
was
nice.
just playing the role of the son that they'd always wanted. So
So he's being nice.
he'd sit down and have
But
dinner
to
with
take
them.
advantage
he'd look
of them,
after
though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
Like a fucking parasite.
Yeah. And what was this?
I was so devastated that he lost all his money. Like,
Yeah.
see the wads of cash he had in his bed and all the watches?
Mm.
And they fucking come and took all his shit for victims of crime.
They killed his snake.
They didn't kill the snake.
No,
It
they
probably
killed his
just let it
snake.
die. It's even worse.
I
It
think they
was
killed
left
it.
in a drawer.
They said it was an accident.
Yeah.
They let Joe come in and kill it. That's how they met him. He was an exterminator. They're like, come get this snake. And he's like, this is a nice
Wasn't
room.
Joe doing something for like 2 years? He was staying with them before he went off somewhere.
Yeah, he had another year or two or something.
Yeah, I can't quite remember.
They had a contract. But yeah, it's a weird movie. Everyone should watch it twice.
Don't do
Wait,
it.
wait, wait. First, the cops that he meets were his former friends.
Oh, wait,
who
yeah,
beat the
sorry.
shit out of him.
The cops that left him, we left that part out altogether. Alright, so basically there's this whole scene after that threesome where his friends kind of feel like they don't want him to be the leader anymore.
Oh, yeah.
And make a power play kind of thing. And then what's the main guy's name? Alex is like, no, I'm not letting this happen. So he beats up his friends and tells them that everything's good again. Obviously, it didn't feel good, but all right.
That's why they...
And then they basically do this new job and betray him and smash a glass of milk in his face. And
What's a glass of milk?
the milk blinds him.
Yeah, because it's not milk. It's like medical. Like
It's milk plus.
It's chemicals.
It's milk.
It's drugs.
Yeah. And he gets captured by the police, and that's when he goes to jail.
Yeah, and does the program. Gets
How
out.
weird is that, like, entry into jail? Like, that
weird.
went on for, like, 15 minutes. And then, like, what
Everything
about when he
went
bends
on
over
too long.
and he, like, spreads his cheeks and he's looking in between his cheeks with
Yeah.
the fucking torch?
Yeah, like that actually happened. He looked up that guy's asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a weird scene.
Yeah, and he just stood there naked like it didn't matter.
Yeah. Dr. Loomis's dick. We saw it.
Alright, and his old friends become cops. Take him and potentially drown him almost.
Yeah, they I don't think they were intending to actually drown him. They just wanted to fuck with him. Like, badly. And then they beat him with the nightsticks.
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah.
Making sure to hit every part, I noticed.
Well,
And
anyway,
then he's
then they
battered,
come back-
beaten. Doesn't he head to Thingy then?
Yeah, he just wanders and he ends up in that place where he raped some lady. And,
The wife of the old rider.
Yeah, but it turns out the old rider's like an kind of anarchist. He's trying to promote change, but in a fundamentally revolutionary way.
Yeah, yeah. With his new
Weird
jacked
fucking body carrier dude.
this guy is...
I feel like he's gay.
Yeah, I thought he was gay, but not sure.
His wife died of a pneumonia, but he blames it on the raping.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Well, if you go through trauma, you can, like, fuck up your immune system and... I mean, imagine you go through...
I'm pretty sure she just got pneumonia.
But if you go
And
through
she's
something
a
like
bitch.
that and you lose your will to live, you get pneumonia and you're like, don't give me medicine, I want to be dead. Also, my husband's a closeted gay. But anyway.
And can't walk anymore.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
remember
also a
that.
disappointment.
How
He
did
may have not
how
been
did
able to
he
walk
lose his
before.
ability to walk?
Was he able to walk before?
I can't remember if when he sees them come in, he stands up. Maybe they beat him into a wheelchair, but he doesn't mention that. Maybe he was already in the wheelchair. I genuinely don't
I forgot.
know.
They put the balls in their mouth and just start taping up their mouth shut. Like the actors.
That
really
was the
having
worst
that done.
part.
Yeah.
I was like, they're putting tape in her hair. Oh, they're raping her now. Never mind.
Like cutting her dress, real sharp scissors that could take in a nipple at any point.
Yeah.
Some of these scenes.
You know how they had to hold his eyes open with those things?
Yeah.
So they had a real doctor around for that, and the real doctor was the guy putting the eye drops in.
Yeah.
And originally he was supposed to be off camera, but eventually they were like, look, he can't put the drops in, you know. And his eyes were numbed, right? But eventually they had to cut the scene short because the eye thing actually sliced his cornea.
Really?
Yeah. Also, the fast forward, like, threesome took 28 minutes to film.
Surprised they didn't have the Benny Hill music over it.
As soon as you said that, I could hear it, and I'm like, yeah, I like that scene better with that.
Alright, so he goes back to the house where he raped the woman and the old man's in the chair with his gay, muscly sidekick. But the old man doesn't recognize who he is until he looks after him for a bit and he starts singing the
Yeah,
same song.
until he sings the song.
See, like, another one of those scenes, that bath scene, he doesn't start singing for like 10 to 15 seconds in that scene. It's just him in a bath.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
quiet. It's just going
European
on.
movies.
And it's just going on.
It was kind of setting the scene, though. It was like you kind of relax as he relaxes. It was like, okay, he's relaxing until that
Yeah, okay,
guy
he's
realizes.
relaxing. We get it. You're relaxed.
Yeah. Yeah, things dragged out. It dragged out.
2 hours and 17 minutes that movie was. There was
Oh,
probably
I
a good
know.
17 minutes of it that could have been cut from just multiple
17
scenes.
minutes of him in that bath.
What's the song he sings?
Singing in the rain.
That song.
Yeah.
Singing
That's
in
the
the
song
bath.
he's singing
When
as he
he was
proceeds to
beating
rape.
and raping them.
Yeah.
And then the old guy gets very angry, feeds him spaghetti.
And wine.
Actually, wait, he didn't feed him spaghetti. That guy came out of the bathroom and started eating spaghetti.
I know. I'm like, did he just start eating?
He's like, I started
the
dinner
guy's
without
dinner?
you.
Yeah.
I found my dinner. And then
Like,
just
obviously it was for him, but he didn't know that.
Was it? There was a glass of wine there as well. I think it was for the old guy.
the wine wasn't poured.
Well, the wine.
The wine was drugged, ready for him,
Yeah.
basically.
yeah.
So,
So I'm pretty sure the food was for him, but he didn't know that.
yeah.
It could have been for the old man. He just
Take
eat
an old
that
man's
dinner.
pasta.
His euthanasia dish. He just eats it.
Then they drug him. No, wait, they pull some people over. Some friends.
Yeah, but by then he's had enough wine that he gets fucked.
Not actual fuck.
Then they play
Wow.
they capture him,
Put him in a room.
put him in a room, play the fucking symphony of Beethoven because they know it's going to drive him insane.
Yeah.
He jumps out the window to kill himself, but doesn't succeed.
Fucks it up.
He's totally fucked up and wakes up in the hospital. And it turns out that the government has basically taken the fall for this, I don't know, brainwashing scheme. And they're falling out of favor with the public. But on the same instance, the guy that was in the wheelchair, turns out he went to jail.
Because they just sucked up.
Yeah, but how did they even know? It just looked like he jumped out of a window.
Yeah,
How
but
did anyone know anything? He must have been on their records.
when they
already.
found the fucking Beethoven's music in the fucking CD player.
I'm sure that
The
they
lo-
would be so stupid as to leave
The
that
locked
there.
room, the speakers all pointing up.
It's a weird movie, alright?
And it finishes with him making a deal with him.
With
pretty
the
much.
government,
Yeah.
for money, basically, and like a job.
Wait,
and-
when he's sitting there feeding him while he's
It's
eating,
really
have you
weird.
ever wanted someone to die so much? I want him to just stab him straight in the throat with that fork. Chew with your fucking mouth closed. Stop being a little cunt.
But
Ugh.
I took
What about the last time when he just opens his mouth, waiting for the food,
Yeah.
and the guy's just like feeds him one more time?
It was just such a power play, though.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was like, I've got you right where I want you. Like, you need me to come out and say a statement
Yeah.
and basically say that
And
you
he
guys
knew
are
it.
fine. So fucking feed me.
It's-
Yes.
So
Yes, it's good.
it ends with him. Does it seem like they kind of reversed the brainwashing or helped him?
Well, he was implying that when he was semi-lucid,
That they operated
that
on
they were
him.
doing something to him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because the girl came in and was doing all the cue cards and getting him to say things.
Yeah, but before that. But his cue card answers were really weird on the first three.
Yeah, he's a dickhead.
Like, real weird.
Like, he's an actual dickhead.
And then by the end of it, it seemed normal.
He's scum.
Like, normal for him.
Yeah.
And then it kind of ends on the note where it implies that he's not brainwashed anymore.
Yeah.
So,
He has a weird vision, dream, or something that actually happens.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of people watching him have sex with a girl.
Yep.
And that's the end of the movie.
yeah.
I think it
10
kind
out
of...
of
Just for
10.
one extra sex scene crammed in there.
Yeah, but I think that was kind of showing that he was... I don't know how to explain that. Like, he had learned from it all, because instead of him visualizing, like, brutally raping someone, it was a consensual scene, and it was almost like he had the approval of society. They were all standing around clapping for him, you know, old people, young people.
Yeah, I suppose.
It wasn't violent. It was just bizarre. I don't know. I kind of got the idea that whatever happened, whether they operated on him or not, between him falling out of the window and waking up in hospital, he was no longer under the control of whatever the movie did to him. But the whole experience had
He was still a
somewhat
jerk.
changed him.
I'd say he's still going to be a jerk.
Oh yeah,
Because
he was still
he's
a jerk
bad
from the
person.
I was
get-go.
gonna say, before we get the videos they were showing him was it rape, war, violence?
It was all different violent acts. Like,
Yeah.
there was one that was just like the Holocaust.
Yeah.
And then there was one that was just rape.
One where they were beating that guy up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he liked it to begin with.
yeah. Before the meds kicked in.
It was a real horror show, which means it's good. Oh, and Vidi is, I'm pretty sure, a Serbian or some Yugoslavian word for sea. So every time he said Vidi, it meant sea.
Oh,
Vidi.
Vidi.
When was
Vidi.
he saying that?
like a video.
He said that all the time. Vidi.
Oh.
Oh,
I'll be Vidi.
the language.
Vidi later.
From what I've read, the language was supposed to be a mix of like Cockney and Slovakian or something.
Yeah.
is that why I couldn't understand fucking half of the shit?
It was like slang words taken from Slovakia and mixed
And
with...
Cockney accent.
Yeah.
Like, it was,
think-
that's
There-
what it was supposed to be, futuristic, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like things have merged.
Yeah, I know.
and-
Like, I was like wanting to put on subtitles at one point because I was fucking struggling.
Yeah, like malarkey and all weird. Like, he was just saying odd things, and I was like, am I just mishearing it? What is happening? But it was fine. I hated it, but it was fine.
Amy told me. That's how I knew. She's like, oh, when he said that, he meant see.
Wait, she watched it?
No, she was cooking, and she heard me watching it.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
she told me she did not have a good time.
Really?
Mm.
Awesome.
Yeah, great.
I watched the last half an hour in my bedroom.
What about you, man? What do you think?
Martin is like the biggest fan of this movie. He even bought the Blu-ray. He lent me the Blu-ray, so no matter what he says, take it with a grain of salt because I know he loves this movie.
Martin has emotionally shut down.
Emotionally, physically.
Well, I don't know anyone else who owns a copy, but Martin does.
Oh, yeah. So, it was on special, and for an extra $3 on the PlayStation Store, I bought it. Because I was like,
You own it?
Yeah.
$3, I'm like, fucking why not? An extra $3, $8 movie, why not? You know, I hear it's good.
I think I only paid about $8
I wish
for it.
I didn't spend that extra $3. I'm
the
so
critics-
saddened that now that is connected to my account.
Look, IMDb or DB
DB.
gives it 8.3 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes is 89%.
Yep.
Fuck yeah, Metacritic gives it 80%. This is fucking a blockbuster.
But
Google users 89. Now we know when it comes to Google users that anything, if it's not 90s, all right,
No,
anything
no.
drops below that.
No, because you don't go into this expecting any of that. So this isn't like you're going into the new Star Wars and you're expecting a Star Wars movie. This is random people going in to watch Clockwork Orange, and 89% of them liked it. So, hey, everyone loves rape.
I think it's more like it was a little bit edgy, it was
Alright.
dark, and so people were like, wow, this movie's so artsy and it really makes you think and and fuck the government. I'm
It
giving
did
it
make us
9 out
think.
of 10.
It did make me think.
It's about killing myself, yeah. I thought about that the whole time I watched it.
It made me think if there's a fucking point to this. Why am I watching it? Should I save that $3? Like, I thought about a lot of deep things.
You can blame Aaron for having to watch it.
Hey, you fucking brought me a copy and made
Alright.
it a possibility.
I think it's time.
We got a score.
We got to get to our new scoring system, which will hopefully.
Our new scoring system?
Our new
I
scoring
already
system.
had a fucking 9.9 planned for this,
Stop
baby.
changing shit up, man.
It's not. It's to make it more approachable. So, 5 points is what was critically you thought. So that comes down to the cameras, the sound, fucking acting,
Based on today's standards?
based on what you critically think from it.
Just
You know
in
what I mean?
general,
I know.
you're not
Like
going to
2.5.
necessarily...
And
Wait.
then 5
Oh my
points
God.
is purely your personal opinion of it.
3.
So you give this movie
3.5.
all together, or just
So 6 total.
6?
6. I thought you were saying this is a 9.5.
No.
You sounded so legit. Like you actually, everything you've said about this, you've quite enjoyed.
It was a good movie. 6
Good?
is a good movie. I gave fucking Terminator 7.5 or some shit. What do you
This
want
movie
from
is
me?
only 1.5 better than fucking...
No, we can't think about that now.
Yeah, I know. All right,
Okay.
because that was... We're forgetting those last two. This
Find
is how
out
it's going to
that
go
later.
down. So, all right. Filming-wise, it was all filmed pretty good. Can't argue with
Yeah,
the
it's
quality.
like you can
For a
give it average.
47-year-old
Yeah.
movie, the quality actually still holds up like pretty well filming-wise.
Yeah.
And even I loved quite a bit of the cinematography
But
from
the
it.
quality, like you look at like the car scene, and they didn't really have much better back then.
Yeah.
But by today's standards, it's kind of
Nah,
cheap.
Like I said, 47 years old, I'm going to give leeway to special effects.
Yeah.
you know?
Okay.
So that to me was all pretty good. Sound quality, you notice the movie's actually quite dead when it comes to sound. There's there's no music, no score really. It's just
Probably couldn't afford it. Fucking, there's a book. Book was silent.
that's not. So should the movie have been.
Oh my
Them
God,
fucking
that's
accents.
weird.
This is where it gets weird. Acting wise, yeah, he portrayed his character, and most of them did. They're fucking cunts. So
They did actually make you feel like these guys are cunts.
I felt like he was playing his character. But I think most of them played their character. I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
So like, yeah,
Oh, the baddest actor was the guy in the wheelchair.
yeah. Oh, when he's
He
sitting there and he's
was
just
the-
frowning the whole
Yeah,
time, so
he was
upset.
the worst actor.
He was easily the worst actor.
like, my God, I hope he never acted again.
You're like, I hope they actually raped
His
his
dad actually looked scared. Wait, what?
The fuck are you
I
saying?
said, I hope they actually raped his wife and put him in a wheelchair.
Yeah, we don't actually wish that, everyone.
Kane does. Kane says that with all honesty. That's what he wanted.
Oh my God.
The mum was a bit over the top, but
Over
the
the
dad
top.
actually played like a terrified of your son.
He seemed very worried. Yeah,
like
Joe played the best.
he
Joe.
cared about him, but he was scared of him.
Yeah.
And he played that really well.
Yeah. So I'm not saying that all this acting is phenomenal. I'm saying I believed in the characters, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't argue that too much.
But yeah, like that's why I got a 6. It's above average for me.
Yeah, like,
5
I
is
mean,
an
if
average.
that's what I mean. Like, if I'm to put all the scoring into it, I think most of it was done really well, and probably go like critically, I'd go like 4 or something like that. I think most of it was done well, especially for a time. I'm going to give it leeway because of time and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Personally, it's like a 1.
A 1.
I don't like it.
That is the lowest on your score.
So
it is.
it's a 5 to me.
So are you telling me that rubber, it's equal with rubber? Because
Rubber's
rubber, you could only, the lowest you can give it is 1.
The reason it's losing points in the critical department and all in the personal is the story is whack. I didn't think it had a cohesive plot to it.
It had a cohesive plot. We
Not-
just explained it.
Not one that is easily to understand, and like I said, it set out very well.
But it's got to be better than a 1. Like, there
It's not a
was a
1.
plot.
It's not a 1, it's a 5.
No, what?
Personal opinion.
Personal
Personal
opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be better than a 1.
No, personal opinion. Am I going to watch it again? No.
No, but you're not going to watch rubber.
I would.
Rubber's probably going to get seen again. I know it, sadly.
Yeah, but
This is
how
not-
is that?
This-
how
I'm
is
in
that
the-
equal with rubber?
I was giving Martin shit. I completely understand now. I don't want to ever fucking watch this movie again.
All right, but fucking a 1 out of 5.
Oh, yeah, I guess I see what you mean. Because technically it's out of 5.
Sorry, it's a 0.5. It's not
That's a
even
2 out of 10.
It's not even a 1.
How many things are you like is a 2 out of 10?
No, because
That is
I'm
horrific.
already giving it the points on top of it. Fine. You're
A
right.
1.5.
You're right.
You got to leave
It's
1 for
interesting.
something that is so bad that
Yeah,
it's absolutely retarded. You can't even finish it.
You're right. You're right. It's probably 5.56.
5.5 is fine. Don't worry about the 5.56. But 1.5, all right. You hated the movie, but there's got to be some that you wouldn't even finish.
See, 'cause I don't want to recommend this to people.
That's not recommending.
I don't want to watch it. I don't want to recommend it to people. I don't want it.
I didn't expect you to give it a 4
For what?
for the
Critically.
quality.
No, that's what I mean. I can understand overall the quality of the movie.
If you said like, I'll give it like a 3.5 for quality because they did a good job for the time.
no,
And
like
I
I
gave
said,
it a 2 for fucking personal opinion. That's below average.
yeah.
2.5 is average.
Yeah, you're right. 2 makes sense. Yeah. So 6.
And so, no, well, you can go 6. It's up to you, but I'm just saying, once you use 1, that's the basis for all your other ones. Like when you're going, it's a 1.
I
that
can
means that
I can just say 0.5.
You can. But 0.5 is 1 out of 10, and that means the fucking thing shouldn't exist.
No, because
Shouldn't.
I overall appreciate the way the film is, made. I can see why people would like all that shit.
Yeah.
But for me,
Mine was like, the production values were pretty average, and the story was like reasonably average. It came together as a 6 for me. If you were to say it was 5 and you gave it 3 and 2, I would that would make perfect sense to me as well. But it's your call. If you want to use 1 and this is your standard,
no,
of
I'm
1,
gonna go 6.
So you're giving it a 6 overall?
this is still going to be pretty low on the board. Like,
It's what is it? So it's not an average movie. It's not bad either.
So you're giving it the same as Aaron, who really liked it?
I didn't
But
say,
he took away points in the critical department. I think
okay.
I appreciate a lot more of the critical
Yeah,
stuff.
that
like
makes sense.
The overall make of the movie.
Yeah.
Like I was saying,
Yeah.
I loved a lot of the shots and the
Yeah, yeah.
cinematography from it. Like one of my favorite one that sticks out is when the guards are walking down, the whole shot's focused on his face as he's waiting for them to come up while they're talking, kind of thing.
yeah.
Really going from his perspective,
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that.
That was an
They did some
accident.
camera moving
That
scenes
was
where they
accident.
go. They did a lot of camera scenes where they would actually move the camera along, sliding into the next scene, kind of stuff. That stuff is I love
The
seeing that shit.
first scene in the opening of the movie.
Oh,
of
the
was
camera
cool.
panning out of
Yeah.
just them in this weird place.
Yeah.
I thought they were painted girls at first. I'm like, oh no, wait, they're just fucking mannequins.
I thought they were painted girls too.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the eyes. I'm like, man, they're still.
And then you get the ones that are like leaning forward. So like, no, they can't hold that.
Yeah. Yeah. I worked that out. But yeah, like some things are really good, and that's why it got above a 5 for me. Like it's a 6.
Yeah.
But that's about it for me.
Alright, man.
I didn't watch it, so I don't get a say.
No, you've seen it.
You've seen it. Like all right. Personally, it's a 1 for you, isn't it?
No, I wouldn't even give it that.
All right,
But all right,
0 for 1. But
you-
critically,
You
with this
can't
new-
give it 0.
with this,
I think you can go personally. You can give something 0 because if you
It
think
exists. That's better than something that doesn't
nah,
exist.
because personally you don't want it to.
yeah. All right.
You can go personal 0, but like
Shut
critically,
the fuck up.
No,
Shut
Fuck
the
you.
fuck up. If you want me to rate it,
Alright, so critically
shut the
and
fuck up.
critically and
Shut
personally.
the fuck up.
he
Two
said
numbers.
0.
Shut the fuck up.
He said 0.
Give
No,
us
no.
your two
Shut the
numbers.
fuck up for a sec.
2 numbers.
If you want me to rate it with the new system,
Yeah.
critically kind of thing, I would actually say it's about a 4 for that.
Yeah, you can
Okay,
see.
there we
So
go.
the recording
So
of
it's a
it,
4.
the recording
Yeah.
of it was actually really well done.
Yeah,
The movie was made really well for its age.
for 47 years
So,
old.
see, I would have to give it at least a 5 because the actual content of the movie is something that you'd think I would like, but for some reason I just couldn't watch it.
Yeah,
I could
so
not finish
5.
the movie.
That's
Well,
alright.
So
You like English stuff too.
Yeah,
eh?
I like-
So
I like a lot of English movies.
see, I think I'm in the same boat
Uh,
there, where it's like this movie is weird. I think I like violence. I love rape. Like, why don't I
Because
like
it
this?
showed it to you in a too real kind of manner.
No, it's because, like I said, one of the things that killed me was I feel like I didn't feel the plot until I was like fucking 30, 40 minutes into the movie.
Because they're setting the world.
You
like-
keep saying the world, but it's just this
because in the
dumbass
book,
kid.
you can really describe the world.
Yeah, they probably did in the book more so, I
And
think.
so they're trying to do that visually.
Then they should have them talk
is
about the
bored.
world a bit more. I don't know. I feel like they never spoke about the world much.
I was reading that they only had a couple of sets and that they just kept filming in real places.
Really?
Yeah.
So their budget was small.
Maybe they just didn't care. They're like, this is London right now. This is exactly what London is. Everyone is shit.
I was saying I would love a remake of it, though. I would love to see an actual more modern take on it.
Yeah, like
Is that the one we
spit on
we
your
heard that
grave
they're
level
gonna try?
rape.
Is this the
Yeah.
one though that we heard they're gonna try to do a remake?
No,
No,
No.
they're rebooting it.
It's getting like a 4K, I think, or
Yeah,
something like that.
it's coming out in
Ah.
4K soon, so they're just digitally remastering.
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think this would be an interesting remake to see
You
from...
do it in 4K, I might give it a
Fuck off.
6.5. We'll do it again when it comes out in 4K.
Can we
No! No!
Can we just
The
hit
only
him over
time I'm
the
watching
head?
it again if it's a remake.
Can we what?
Can we just hit him over the head?
Yeah, that's allowed.
It was a sledgy. Just,
We
I'm
watched
just
a
telling you right
violent
now,
movie.
we're either doing a giveaway or we're
With a-
breaking that over Aaron's head.
No,
Can
with
we
a-
do a giveaway?
a dick
But we
butt.
all spit on it. I'm
You
serious.
hit me with a dick butt.
Shut-
You kill me.
I don't want to potentially... Alright, Missy, what about you? First, critically.
Okay. I appreciate where they were trying to go. I really liked the costumes. So, like, I liked that people had wacky wigs and weird makeup. Like, I liked that aspect of it. And I enjoyed the fact that they had weird, like, all the artwork and all the statues and even the, like, weird drinking bar place that they go. I liked that was
Milk
all
bar?
weird, futuristic and sexual and strange. Like, that's something that I haven't really seen in older movies before. So I found that interesting. But, like, everything else, like, cinematography and all that, I didn't really notice anything that stood out to me. There was nothing where I went, ooh, that's clever, because the bad things kind of outweighed it for me. So, based on just the visual
busy
stuff,
Looking at where their hands were.
yeah. I think I'd probably give it a 3. I think. And then for personal,
That's above average. That's alright.
fuck.
Yeah, it's definitely above average in the
Um,
critical department.
Maybe a 2. Maybe 1. I don't know. I
Ooh.
really fucking dislike it.
Go the 1.5.
No, I'm thinking about it. Just give me a second. Would I watch it again?
Would you watch it
I'm not
again?
gonna watch it again.
I'm gonna make my kids watch it at some point.
You fucking will not.
You monster.
Make them watch it now. Go home,
Yours-
wake them up.
You need that fucking brainwashing.
I love the idea that anytime a kid does something wrong, you just fucking hold up the movie.
No, you put the clips in their eyes. You're like, watch this movie. No, all right. I'll give it a 2. So it's getting a 5 from me, but like it's a begrudging 5.
It's a reluctant 5.
Yeah.
So what did it hit?
All right.
6, 5, 5, 5.5.
Is it a 5.5? So there's no debating if this is going to be a higher or than a Groundhog Day or
Yeah,
Terminator 2?
it's 5.5. They weren't winning. Let's be honest.
It wasn't winning.
It
No,
was
but it's on the board.
Yeah, you got it
Yeah.
on the board.
It's third.
It is now
If I could
it is now the third best movie
in the world.
The Colistseum.
in the Colosseum.
If I could put
Now,
it out of the Colosseum,
You
I
realize
would.
for the next, I don't know, probably 1,000 weeks, it's going to keep getting pushed
That
down.
red arrow
Yeah.
down.
It's
This
just
is
gonna
going to
keep
keep
going
going
down.
down every week
until
That's not
Birdemic comes into
necessarily
it.
true.
until Birdemic comes into it, and then we'll have a real argument.
Because the personal opinion can sway things. If you just enjoyed the bad quality of Birdemic,
Yeah,
that might make it a 3 to you.
yeah, but quality-wise, we know
It's
it's
a
not
2.
getting. No, it's not getting a 2. It is the epitome of no quality.
Actually, it's a 1. It's
No,
a
wait,
1.
hold on. It did have a story.
I
Maybe.
mean, I saw
No, but
that
the-
weird video on Birdemic, and I can tell you already it's getting higher than fucking Clockwork Orange.
All right.
Jesus.
So what is what is the rankings in the Colosseum?
Alright, so, at the bottom, where it belongs, we have a Clockwork
Number
Orange
3.
Where it belongs straight away.
with 5.5. And I've chosen to put it in space 100 instead of space 3. We have Groundhog Day in second place, sort of.
No, so
Yeah,
was.
the
but-
polls are in,
Yeah, the
Yeah.
polls are in.
and Terminator 2 by a landslide, 70
What?
to about 30%.
People
Yeah.
are
Get the
idiots.
fuck out
Because
of here,
people
wankers.
fucking know what they're on about.
Yeah.
Wankers.
Yeah, you're all fucking retarded.
Yeah.
You'll belong in a fucking bin.
I love how you
somewhere
say
in the
we're all
middle of the ocean.
retarded, yet the overall vote points otherwise.
They're all
He's
fucking
talking
retarded.
to them. He's talking to our lovely, lovely listeners.
Okay, they're all fucking retarded.
So yeah, in second place, Groundhog Day with 7.6, and of course in first place, Terminator 2 with 7.6, and the overwhelming public vote. Congrats, little Terminator.
Don't listen to him, our beloved Patreons, Angry Lady, Dayan, Jam the Royal, fucking Rural, whatever your name is, Kane and Melissa. Thank you so much for
What
supporting
about the
us.
sponsor?
Oh yeah,
We'll get to that
We will.
another time.
we probably won't.
You can have about 3 of them next week.
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
I'd love to have 3 of them next week.
Alright, we got to pick a new movie.
Oh yeah,
Short Circuit.
new movie.
What?
Short Circuit.
Oh,
Short Circuit.
Fucking kill me.
There you go. It's 2.
Wait, 1 or 2?
I don't give a shit. 1 maybe.
All
1
right.
would be the better one.
I haven't watched 1 in forever. Let's watch 1.
So what's everyone's
2's
movies?
the like the one.
Because I wanted to pick an 80s movie. Because I
Short
feel
Circuit.
like we've got a 70s, we've got 90s. It'd be nice to get some 80s, maybe a fucking 2000s.
I think we should just watch Short Circuit, but do Short Circuit 2 on the Colosseum.
I 100% agree with that because I don't think Short Circuit 1 is even going to compare to 2. I think 2 is way better.
Yeah.
Johnny Five, he's alive.
I already hate it. It's getting.
I'm sorry, I feel like we didn't even get to select movies.
No.
It's just going straight to
You're
Short
gonna
Circuit.
love him.
Uh,
You're gonna grow to love Johnny.
Would you like to throw a movie up there?
I like to throw myself off of a building. Alright,
Johnny 5 will save you.
so that's your vote as well? Like you're
It
literally...
is. I would already had Short Circuit. I was going to pick it.
Look, if
The
it's...
fact you picked it straight away is kind of funny.
It's something you guys all like, you all grew up with it or whatever. Yeah, alright,
You
why
should have
not?
grown up with
I
it
missed
too.
a lot when I was a kid. I'll fucking watch this sad robot movie.
We'll watch both.
So we're watching
yeah,
both
I
of them?
fucking got that
We're watching both
impression.
because the second one is great, but you gotta see the first
So-
one to see it.
We're watching both, but we're judging the
So
second.
honestly, I kind of feel like 2 probably is fine by itself, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think you need to watch 1,
Mm.
but it is backstory.
It is, yeah.
Do we
But
need
it-
to watch any?
Yes.
Yes.
Alright, just checking.
Need to watch number 2 at least.
Alright.
So the next
kinda
movie
have to watch one to
enter
understand
the
where it came from.
Colosseum is Short Circuit 2. 86.
Short Circuit.
And thank you everyone for listening. You can find us on Discord and Twitches and YouTubes now where the Colosseum is posted just by itself if you just want to hear this dumbass part of the podcast.
We should put this on Facebook.
Yeah,
Colosseum is-
every time I upload a video, you can just copy paste and put it straight on Facebook. Also, we have a Facebook group as well. What is it?
Someone archived the Facebook group, so you can't actually post anything.
Oh
on it
yeah, the
anymore.
group's done now. We're just using
Yeah.
the page.
The page, whatever it is, whatever we're using. What is it? Where can they find it?
Facebook. NPC mates.
Just
Yeah.
NBC Mates
NPC
Facebook?
mates.
Alright, we've got polls there sometimes so you can see when we can't decide shit.
You
Mm.
can post stuff yourself as well.
Please talk to us. We're so lonely.
Give us a rating.
So
Please
lonely.
give us a rating.
Everyone in this room doesn't know anyone out of this room.
So anytime we fight about things, it's very risky to the like our friendship group.
Clockwork Orange nearly broke us.
It's like the Clockwork Orange group. We're going to turn against you, Kane. I'm going to throw milk in your face.
You fucking throw milk in my face. I'll be so upset.
Because you want it in your protein shake.
Yeah. Alright. So, fuck me. Just
good night.
Bye-bye.
Alright, yeah, see ya and stuff.
Alright, and ta-ta.
You look so confused.
Short circuit.
What the fuck are you doing, Kane?
I'm finally still recording.
Trying to get dead air so I can use that to clean out the other dead air.
Oh.
So everyone be quiet for the next 15 minutes.
Oh my god.
5 seconds.
NPC.